Alright, hello there ladies and gentlemen, Moletrap here coming at you with another Starcraft 2 commentary, and this is going to be another game from a series from IEM Intel Extreme Masters Tournament, and this is going to be a game between Empire Violet and oGs Supernova, and I believe this is game one of a series. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the entire series though, so just a heads up that if you want to watch the whole series, you'll have to go and watch the IEM VODs, I suppose. Maybe I'll end up doing the whole series. I haven't decided yet. But we are going to have a great game here between two Korean players of very high caliber. Empire Violet used to be on the team MVP. Actually, I was just looking it up since I casted a game with him previously. And doing a little extractor trick to get an extra drone out before he sends this drone to scout, I suppose. Anyway, Violet, he was on Team MVP. He actually left in September, the Team MVP, and didn't actually sign with Empire until January, not that long ago. So he spent a long time without a team, and actually participated in GSL team lists, I remember. And so that's kind of interesting. But he now has a team. He's on a foreign team, and apparently he lives in Texas, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if I don't think Empire has a team house in Texas or anything like that. I don't know what the story behind that is, if he has a family there or something, but anyway, so Violet is the Zerg player, and of course Supernova is the Terran player from old generation Starcrafters, and he's going to be setting up a wall here at his expansion with the command center. Command center first for Supernova, and you know what? This is the map to do it, so this is a very smart move actually on this map. Drone scout's going to take a long time to get over here and scout it, and I like this. I mean, here you can put a command center and a depot, and you can wall this off, this little gap. And so even if they go for a quick rush, they're not going to be able to kill this command center before your barracks completes and you get a marine out. It might be a little close, but it's definitely doable to hold that off. So, oh, he's going to lower the depot to get through. Oh, there races the depot back up again, so the drone can't get in to scout, although it's pretty obvious what he's up to since you can see the command center. Oh, drone versus SCV, and he's chasing that SCV. It only has 10 hit points left. It's got 2 shots on it. He's going to run it onto the command center. Oh, the SCV dies. He tried to cancel this SCV off of it and then assign that other SCV as a builder of this command center, hoping that it would come through it onto the other side. He could glitch it back out again. But anyway, he did at least stop this drone from harassing his expansion build, and it's going up again as per his intention. So, spawning pool is almost complete over here after the quick expansion. And this is an interesting situation where obviously he's going to go for a fast expansion, Supernova is, that is. But, because this is Tal'Darim Altars, rocks over here at the third base, the close potential third base, I guess. So if Violet decides that he wants to go ahead and take a third, he's going to either have to take one in a very risky position over here or up here at the north, so it's going to be really hard to defend. Either that, or he's going to have to get out some Zerglings, which he doesn't necessarily want to make right now, and go for an attack against those rocks very early. So, anyway, as you can see, after that command center, the barracks got up. He got a couple Marines out. He's going to be able to defend here, and he's playing a little bit risky here because he hasn't scouted at all. This SCV is just now trying to find where Violet is, and he hasn't seen what Violet is up to. So, you know, he didn't know if there were going to be Zerglings lurking around. But it's much safer for Violet to just play a macro game instead of investing in something that would be essentially all in, because if he didn't do enough damage with early Zerglings, he would be way too far behind economically. Queen's going to go over here and try and stop the SCV scouting. Is he going to be able to kill it? 3 hit points left on that SCV. What's he going to see? Nothing. Denied by that Queen. Doesn't see what's going on in here. He really wanted to scout if there's a second gas in here, which might indicate some kind of Banling aggression. He also wanted to just see around if there were any buildings he needed to know about. Roach Warrens, Banling nests, that kind of thing. But in any case, yeah, so we have Zergling speed going down. We have a single spine crawler and a hatchery. I like this. I like that macro hatchery. Again, very difficult to take third on this map, so you get that extra production by making that macro hatch. And, oh, with the Evo chamber as well, this is a beautiful wall. Look at this. There's only one gap here in this wall, and he's covering it with his queens so that Hellions cannot get in and harass him at all. That is actually really, really cool. And the Spinecrawler addition makes it so that even if he does go and try and pressure the front there, he can't just kite the queens and take pot shots without taking major damage to his Hellions. So he's pretty much shut down all kind of Hellion harass possibility. Of course, he can still try and harass the creep tumors and pick them off. Make sure he doesn't spread too much creep. In fact, now would be a good chance while the Hellions are up here to spread the creep down here, so you can at least get one more tumor out. He's harassing. Oh, some Zerglings coming in from behind, trapping those Hellions, getting a few hits. So he's not going to be able to harass this Evo Chamber too much more. Poor tree. Got hit in the aftermath, or has collateral damage of this fight between the Hellions and the Evo Chamber. In any case, he's producing lots and lots of Hellions, as you can see here. He's got double reactored Hellions pumping out now. I actually didn't notice that he had double reactored Hellions. So he is really, really committing to this Hellion harass, and I don't think this is going to work that well because, like I said, Violet's door is airtight, absolutely airtight. In fact, it's Hellion tight, which is more important. And so no matter how many Hellions he makes, he's not going to be able to get through that gap. He's just not going to be able to. Scan goes off. He's going to take out a single creep tumor and take some shots at the spine crawler. But as soon as he gets into that gap, the Zerglings come in. He's going to try and get a surround on those. He's going to corner one Hellion and take some shots and get out of there. So nicely played by Violet. And yeah, Supernova looks like he's actually in a little bit of trouble. Violet realizes how bullish he's going on the Hellions, and oh, look at this. Oh, because this Overlord is here, so he's been able to spot all the Hellions moving around. And he spotted the two factories as well, actually. Oops, wrong vision. Yeah, so he knew those factories were there, so he definitely, that's why we see him going for such a strong defense against these Hellions, because he knows he's not making the same mistake we saw in his game against the Muslim, where he underestimated the Hellions and didn't have enough defenses for it. In this game, he is actually going really bullish on the defense. Lots of spine crawlers, nothing is getting in there, and massing Zerglings as well. I find that a little bit interesting. He's massing all these speedlings, perhaps expecting a. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed these. Somehow these Zerglings got into the main. That is completely my fault for missing that. I have no idea how they managed to get in. I guess this front door, just wide open, let him go in, and these Zerglings are gonna get some SCV kills and continue running around in the base, just being annoying, scouting out, and is he going to go for a couple injured SCVs? Well, no, he could have gotten a couple kills there, but he just went for the other SCV instead, so minimizing the damage there. A total of actually only, so yes, 11 workers killed by Empire Violet, so not bad at all. Just gotta be a little bit careful though. Oh, trying to wrap around like a giant arm of death. Wrap his arms around those Hellions and give them a nice big hug, but unfortunately he's trying to hug a frying pan, or I guess a stove would be more appropriate, and Supernova just had to turn on the juice, and the Zerglings were forced back. Violet is still on 2 bases though. He's still on 2 bases, as we can see at the top of the, come and keep an eye on it on the production tab. He has been making infestors. The upgrade is about to finish for the pathogen glands, so he's going to have fungal growths available. So he has been teching, but he's been held to just 2 bases this entire time by these Hellions, and by him going for harassment of his own. Supernova has transitioned. He's now making tanks with those 2 factories. Is this tank stuck? That would be kind of funny. Yeah, it might be stuck, actually. I don't think it is. I don't know. We'll have to find out here. But anyway, he's making tanks with those 2 factories now. He's put tech labs on them, and he's put the reactors on the barracks. So now he's producing a lot of Marines and tanks to follow up. Siege tech is about half completed right now. He's moving out onto the map. He's going to rally and put together with those Hellions. This is actually a really strong push. But the Zerglings take the chance to go in again. Wow, going in, killing more SCVs, killing more Marines. He's going to get that tank as well, I think. Maybe, yes, the tank's going to go down as well. And killing some more Marines. Now up to 20 workers killed, but now he has to deal with this main push. Fungals go down on the Marines. There's no medevacs here. The second fungal finishes off a big clump of Marines. Hellion's going to give chase, but it's not going to be able to do enough damage to actually kill one of those investors. And this is just being played beautifully by Violet. Oh, he's going in. There's no Marines left really to protect these tanks. Zerglings swarm them. Fungal goes down on the Marines and the tanks, and that is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't have medevacs. I don't think he was expecting the... Actually, I don't know if he's scouted or not. No, he has not scouted that... had not scouted those infestors yet, so he was thinking that he was going to be okay against whatever he had. I mean, just by sheer force of overwhelming numbers, that SCV It's just luckiest SCV ever. Just chilling there. Decides, okay, wait, this is bad. I gotta go home now. But he did actually, I think, spot those infestors burrowing. Anyway, point being, he didn't have any medevacs to deal with the masses of infestors there, and just was completely caught off guard, and has got his forces slaughtered by a handful of fungal growth. So nicely played by Violet as well, who has also taken out the rocks and is starting to take a third base over here. Set up some Zerglings. He has some Zerglings set up for a possible counterattack. I like that, sending a couple into the front to see what it looks like. And he sees that the coast is relatively clear. He's going to send in these infestors. What are those infestors going to do? Are they going to put down infested Terrans? Are they going to be part of a counterattack on this third once he gets it up later? He's got a Zergling over at that base, so he knows the rocks are still there. A couple tanks being ferried out of the little gap. That is hilarious. I don't know why he doesn't just change the rally point out of that little area. And look at this. He's spreading his tanks out. The infestors are just chilling here in between. They know exactly what's going on. Are they going to plant down some infested Terrans? This Zergling can spot that the rocks are being assaulted as well. We have a few Banelings coming in here, probably going to camp at the bottom of the ramp and burrow. Yes, very nicely done. Excellent, excellent, excellent strategy here. Medevac has been unloaded over on the left side here, though. He's going to go in for a little bit of an attack of his own. There are infestors nearby, so I don't think this attack is going to do too much. Is he going to be able to get some drones, though? Drone count dropping drastically. Try saying that 5 times fast. Is he going to get a fungal on that medevac? No, he's not. 2-2 upgrades about to complete, by the way, for Violet, who is looking in really, really good shape. Only 0-0 upgrades right now for the Terran, so that is going to be huge. He's going to have +1 weapons, and that's it. The Marine upgrades are really going to be in poor shape. These Zerglings can fare so well against Marines right now with those extra upgrades. Right now it's 1-1 to 0-0, but soon it'll be 2-2 to 1-0, and that's going to be really bad. These infestors are... Wait, actually, what happened to the infestors? I didn't see what happened to them. I apologize. They must have gotten spotted at some point. Unless they're underneath here and I can't see, but I think the investors are gone. Anyway, the Banelings are still at the bottom of the ramp here, though. Maybe he put down some infested Terrans on those tanks or something like that. I don't know. I was watching the drop, which has just been kind of thwarted this whole time. It can't really drop the whole time. He can't drop it all anymore because the Zerglings will obviously catch it. And there he goes again, dropping out Marines. Those are 2-2 Zerglings now against 1-0 Marines. Violet is in great shape right now. He's going to try and drop here at the north at the same time, though. I like this. I mean, that's one of the things. The infestors, they are pretty good, but they are not as good at catching drops as Mutalisks are. And so he just doesn't have any... They obviously can't fly. They can't get out to the back over those airspaces to do anything about these drop shits, these medevacs. He's going to go ahead and drop here at the expansion. He stims. They're low on health. One fungal should finish off most of his Marines. Yes, the Marines do all die. He's dropping at the top here as well, though. That's not going to be effective. The drones have not been transferred there yet, so there's nothing really to do about this. I like how he has this group of Zerglings over here. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for their chance to counterattack. As soon as he sees Violet move out, as soon as he sees Supernova move out, he's going to go ahead and move in with his own Zerglings to attack over here. Very smart movement. Oh, is he going to be able to do this? He sees it coming. Oh, the Marines are not going to walk over that because he's... Oh, unless he is. Wait, he's stimming back in towards these Zerglings that have come in to harass him. He may get his chance to set off that Baneling landmine. After all, the Zerglings are going to retreat. But those Marines are all very badly damaged. Oh, we could see an epic Baneling bomb. Is he going to do it? No, he pulls back at the last second. Where's he going? I don't know where he's going with these Marines, actually, but he's decided to fall back from that point. Oh, he's trying to bait him in. Some Zerglings coming into the side. There's actually only tanks there. There's no Marines. This is a perfect opportunity. If he has any Zerglings around, this would be a perfect chance. Is the Baneling landmine going to get it? Yes! Huge hit, taking all the Marines. Almost all the Marines, except for a handful of them. Beautiful play. Supernova is not deterred, though. He's still going to move out. Now scans a second time, but it is too late, Supernova. You stepped on a huge Baneling landmine. The drops have been completely shut down, but man, he just missed a huge opportunity. All those tanks were by themselves. He could have easily taken them all out with some Zerglings, but he just didn't have the Zergling count to do it. He sent in some Zerglings, as we saw, but it wasn't enough to actually kill those tanks. 3-3 is almost completed, and we have, yes, that is chitinous plating upgrading on the Ultralisks. So he's going to have 3-3. He's going to have 5-3 Ultralisks in a minute. Jesus, that is scary. Huge, massive Ultras with Infestors to boot. Ultras are not necessarily that good against Terran units like tanks and Marines usually, but if they have Fungals and Zerglings to follow up, they can be very, very good. Here he goes in. Fungal on the tanks. Zerglings piling in as well. Can the DPS of those Marines do enough? Double Fungals on the Marines. Tons of Marines dying, and he barely is able to lift up a handful of Marines at the end there, but no, his reinforcements getting caught off guard here, running away, just stimming for dear life, and they're going to be able to get back into this choke point here, but man, Violet is everywhere. Supernova is getting completely outplayed here, and these Marines are so low on health. Some of these Marines have actually 1 hit point from overstimming, and that's really, really tenuous there. That is not a good place for Supernova. He is still at 140 supply to 190, so he's only 50 supply behind, which is, well, actually only, I say, but he's really far behind. But Terrans are really good defending. He can bunker up here. He needs to actually heal up those Marines, though. Otherwise, they're going to be worthless against these Ultralists, which can cleave the units. Oh, a huge Fungal's going to pop tons of Marines there. Ultras and Zerglings pursuing this army. The SCVs are trying to get out. I don't think they're ever going to make it back alive. Is he going to be able to raise these depots and fight from behind them? No. Wait, yes, maybe. If he can get behind those depots, he might be able to. No, actually the SCVs are still over here. They're still vulnerable. Are they going to be able to get out of there in time? Yes, they are. He can lift that orbital, too. So Supernova, fighting valiantly, is somehow staying in this game, barely for the moment. But he's going to get flanked now. There's nowhere to go. He lifts him up, though. The depot raises. He needs to raise that other depot. The depot does get raised up. He's fighting from behind, but the bunker goes down now. And I think this might be the end. Too much damage. The Ultras charging in. The Marines and Marauders are still at only 1 armor and 2 weapons versus 3 Ultralists. And finally, they're going to DPS, have enough DPS to kill off those Ultras, I think. No, maybe not. The Fungal goes down. GG coming from oGs Supernova. And nicely played by Violet. Very interesting strategy there to go for the mass Zerglings and go straight into Infestors. I mean, it can be a little bit dangerous. It's really hard to hold off drops, but he just had enough Zerglings with better upgrades that he could just stop the drops, and he couldn't kill the Medivacs, but he could neutralize the drops very well. In fact, I made a Mr. Drop. That might be why these Zerglings are up here. And was just able to control the game very well from there on out. And once he got this third going and was able to do continuous counterattacks, I really like the Zergling counterattacks in the main as well. That was really cool. A little bit silly of Supernova to leave his depot down so they could get in. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thanks very much for watching. GG, well played by Empire Violet.